Hello, welcome to Handmade by Julia Quinn and my Thursday afternoon 2 o'clock Facebook Live. Today I'm sharing with you the card that I had on my blog last night. This is the card I created for the Colour INKspiration colour challenge, and the colours that we used for the challenge were Balmy Blue, Evening Evergreen, Orchid Oasis and Polished Pink. And as you can see by my card, I didn't use a great deal of the polished pink, but I still fulfilled the requirement for all of the colours. And this is also the card I've been making for Valentine's Day, to send to people to wish them the very best for Valentine's Day. And it uses a great technique where you just colour up part of the stamp to create the image. So just pop that there. Here's my bits and pieces. Now first of all, I should show you where this stamp set comes from. It is the Dainty Delight stamp set. So it actually comes as a bundle. This is a stamp set, as you can see there, and the bundle is just extraordinary, beautiful detail. All of these ones have an outline die, but there's also extra dies with gorgeous little flowers and bits and pieces. And this bundle actually, if you buy the bundle, you'll actually qualify for the first level of celebration. See the beautiful dies that are in there? I've actually cased that card before on my blog, so if you're interested, check out my blog for more great samples using this suite. Okay, so I'm using a basic thick white card base, so I could probably put that aside because I won't need that till later on. And then I've got my 2 panels for stamping, some Orchid Oasis metallic ribbon, which is lovely, a bit of Evening Evergreen sheer ribbon, and then my 2 Orchid Oasis mats. But let's just start with the stamping first. I've got my fan on, so I hope it's not affecting the sound level for you very much. So I'm using that one, and then this one for inside, I think, and sending love during this season of growth. Yeah, I'll use that block. And we're going to just ink up the sending love part, and then celebrate you for inside. And then the last bit of stamping will be achieved with this little cutie. This is a celebration stamp set, this one, so it's free with a level 2. So in Australia that's a $180 purchase. And I'm using the little bee, super cute little bee for this one. Okay, I'll get you out of the way. Before I start anything, I'm just going to do some blending of the Balmy Blue for my background piece, and one of these new little cute blending brushes. This is the little one. You can see the difference between the little one and the big one. So these are both my blue ones. I try to keep my blending brushes in their sort of colour family. So I'm just going to start really lightly and then gradually add a bit more pressure. And the good thing about using blending is you can add more colour, but if you do put too much on to start off with, it's hard to take off. So it's good just to start light and then gradually build up. I'm adding a bit more pressure as I go. The reason why I'm starting off light is I don't want those sort of stripy marks that you get sometimes when you first put your blending brush onto your cardstock. Oh, a bit more, Julia. I need to get a bit braver with my adding colour. There we go, that's a bit better. And then for the inside, I'll just add a bit of colour to the top. The Balmy Blue is a very light colour, isn't it? You can see the edges of my cardstock there when I'm creating that, lovely. And a little bit down the bottom. There we go, at the top and bottom, maybe just one more run, add a bit more colour, there we go. Okay, so that's my Balmy Blue done. Next I'm going to stamp with my Evening Evergreen ink pad, and I'm using this large bunch of flowers here to pop just to the left of my blending there. There we go. Clean off my stamp, and then I'll do this smaller spray for inside my card and my Celebrate You. Hopefully I've lined that up nicely. There we go. Now, so that's all the stamping with the Evening Evergreen ink pad. And then the last bit of Evening Evergreen is using my marker. Now these markers come in their colour families, so when you buy the markers for the in colours you get a set of 5, so that's actually a bit cheaper than buying the other colour families like the Regals and Neutrals. There's 10 colours. So I just want to ink up Sending Love, and I'll just use my brush tip. The markers have double ends, the same as the stamping blends, so one end is marked with the wider white line, that's the brush tip. The other end is the writing tip, the thinner end on the other end. And then I'll just stamp my Sending Love there, and that's all my stamping complete. Okay, the next part of my card is to just colour in using the markers. Now this is the Polished Pink, which is in the same colour family as the Evening Evergreen. And I'm not going to colour neatly or anything, and I don't want to add too much moisture because, you know, they are water-based, the same as our inks, but just adding a bit of colour, leaving a tiny bit of white space to create that artistic look. See, I've left plenty of white space there in between the lines. So it's not graphic colouring, it's not exact. It's just adding a little bit of colour to the images. And I'm just using the very end of my brush tip there, give it that artistic look. And with my Orchid Oasis, I'll colour the other flowers. So it's not a realistic one. How many flower bushes have 2 different colours on them? The only one I can think of is Yesterday, Today and Tomorrow, which is an amazing plant with all the different colours on the same bush at the same time. Now I can't I can't see your comments, but I will reply to them as soon as I've finished doing the video. Thank you everyone who's here. You're very welcome. Thank you for joining me. It's very exciting. I did an extra video yesterday afternoon. I don't know whether you caught it or not, because my order arrived with new product that's coming in March. I was a bit too excited. I just wanted to share it. So if you like unboxing videos, that was on yesterday, sometime in the afternoon after I came home from work and collected the mail. Just before I stick that on, I'm going to add, that was a good save, Julia. I almost had it on, hey. Going to add my little bit of Evening Evergreen ribbon around there. There we are. Okay, now I can stick that onto my Orchid Oasis mat. So in metric, I can't remember what this cardstock is. I think it's about, could be 13 by 9 perhaps. But this little one, if it is 13 by 9, I'm not 100% sure. If it is, this one behind was only, it wasn't 13.5 by 9.5, it's actually 13.3 by 9.3, just to give a really, really thin border around the edge. Sometimes it looks nice just to have a tiny bit of colour just to highlight, especially when you're doing, well, I think, especially when you're doing a white on white card, because I wanted, oh, not that one, I wanted the white to be part of the colour scheme. When I'm not confident with some colours, I tend to use a lot of white. And if you know me, you know me, I'm not really very comfortable with purples and pinks. I'm not confident with them, don't use them very often. This colour here is almost identical to the colour that my school uniform was when I was at school, at high school, many years ago. Okay, now last little touches is to tie a bow around my ribbon there, just to cinch it in the middle, and tie a bow. There we go. Might have to trim that off just a touch. There. And some gorgeous, stunning, beautiful iridescent pearls. Now, if you get my newsletter, you would know this already, but it was my birthday last weekend, and if you place an order this week up until I think the 14th of February, I'll give you a free pack of iridescent pearls as my birthday gift to you. And another, just because they're so useful, they go with everything. They really are beautiful pearls. There you go. There you are, sending love. I hope you accept this lovely virtual gift of love just for you. Oh, I forgot my bee. Let's do the bee. Let's hope I stamp it properly. Okay. Not too much ink, just patting the ink pad, and pop my bee there. Hold it straight, and then another bee in here. Now look, I've got a smudge there, so guess what? That's where the bee's going. There you go. My little bee. And the other thing, oops, sorry, I forgot, was adding some Wink of Stella to make the flowers all sparkly. I'm not sure whether the lights will pick it up for you on the video, but it just adds something special. And when you add a little bit of Wink of Stella to the bee, especially when it's freshly stamped like that, it blends the colours a bit and gives him a bit of colour. So it's a little bit of Wink of Stella on there. Sometimes it brings the colour out a bit more, makes it just a little bit darker, having that extra moisture on your ink. And also, we all need some bling in our life. There we go. Now I think I'm finished. Done. Ski. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again next Thursday, 2 o'clock. Bye bye now.